Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game on Sports Channel America is brought to you by Mercury. See the exciting new line of 1991 Mercury automobiles at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Nothing moves you like a Mercury. By Labatt's Blue, the crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer. Between friends, it's True Blue, Labatt's Blue. And by Gold MasterCard, the best gold card to master the moment.
Chicago nothing. As we get ready to start the third period, Pat Foley and Dale Talon in the Met Center, which is sold out and electric at the moment, as the fans have been waiting for a long time for this sort of result from the Minnesota North Stars, and they're on the brink of a huge upset. But the Hawks still have 20 minutes with which to work. Here's Murray deep in his own end. 24-20, the shots favoring Minnesota to this point in the game. Now Murray slipped it ahead to Graham. He gets the line. Graham to the far board. His shot doesn't get through. Dahlquist blocked it. In behind the net it goes. Big scramble there. Kicked loose. Thomas got yanked down as he tried to move in front. Now Graham back of the net. Dahlquist stepped into him. Dug away by Craig. Then he gave it away to Chelios, who shoots it. Blocked in front to Mike Craig. And Craig will slip it back into the Hawk zone. Taken by Chris Chelios. To Cam Russell. Now Hudson to center. Dumping it in. Over to the far side. Hudson kicked at it. And right to the North Star defenseman Wilkinson. He cleared it along the far side. Here comes Smith. Bobby Smith over the Hawk line looking for Gavin. Conroy got there to block the pass. And the Hawks on the counter attack. Presley into the North Star zone. Offside was Lemieux. And the whistle sound.
Well, Bobby Smith failed to pass the puck. He had an open man on the left side. He was hooked from behind, but a one-handed pass would have sprung his wing. And then the other hand, an extra move by Presley at the line. He faked a long shot attempt. Tried to get the defenseman to commit. And Lemieux on the near side couldn't hold up as he was trying to crash in to get a jump. Either a rebound or a dump in. North Stars very good all season long at protecting the lead. 24-4-4 throughout the regular season. And they've done a good job in this series, except for the one game where they had a 5-2 lead.
Here's the draw shot behind the Minnesota goal. Now Sean Chambers lifting to center. Brian Kopp was stopped there. Gagne carries on, gets into the Hawk zone. Center one off the side of the net. And now they hack at it. Came free to the slot and corralled by Reichel. Warren Reichel couldn't catch up with it at center ice, but now Roenick does. And then he lost it to Modano as he got the line. Ryan Kropp sends it back into Chicago territory, and this will be an icing call against the North Stars.
Get used to making that call, Patrick. I think the North Stars at every opportunity when under pressure are either going to ice it or freeze it.
Is it too early to try to play rope-a-dope?
Well, I think it is. I don't want to give the Blackhawks a chance to forecheck and start to come out of their zone easily. They've had success by putting pressure on them. They've got good speedy forwards. They can get back in a hurry to help out. No sense pulling back. But you can bet they will have 5 guys in their zone deep at every chance.
Off to the right of John Casey. Paul Gillis back in the Hawk lineup tonight, making his second appearance of the series. As Tony McKegney is scratched again tonight. Here's the draw, taken by Tenorti. He flips it in. Tenorti limps off to the bench, looking as if he got his back wrenched after that dumping. Here's Lemieux trying to get it to center. He did to Peluso. Mike Peluso shoots it in. Lemieux racing to the corner. Got there. And overskating the puck. 6 players converge behind the net in a major collision. Everybody none the worse for wear, apparently. Now on the far side, Peluso has it in the corner. He tries to center. Deflects away from Lemieux to Bureau. Mark Bureau got to center ice. Thanks a long one from there. It dipped on the way in. Belfort sticking out the right pad to stop it. And back at center is Chambers. Looking for Churla, didn't connect. Here comes Chelio. Over the North Star line, gave it to Thomas, who shoots one right on, and a save by Casey. Rebound Johnson. He shoots it past everybody back into Chicago territory, and Manson will play it. Got it to center. Here comes Thomas with room over the line, letting it go, and a save by Casey again. Rebound to the far corner. Thomas centered one. Deep slot to Conroy. His shot missed the net. Rebound Duchesne. He hacked it away. Here's a 2-on-1. Neil Broughton with Craig over the line. Gave it to the rookie. Here's a shot. Block. Rebound. Oh, Craig got his own rebound and shot it just wide after Conroy made a nice defensive play on the shot block. Now Conroy gave it to Thomas. Steve Thomas puts Reichel over the line. No help as the Hawks are changing. Now it's thrown into the near corner. Creighton got to it there. Put it behind the net, but Duchesne on it for Minnesota. Eitan Duchesne rolling it into the Chicago end of the ice. 4 minutes are gone here in the third. Still 2-0 North Stars. Here's Brown losing the handle. But the North Stars are offside on the play. Still early in the third period. It's 2-0 Minnesota.
Yeah, we just scored. No, I didn't see Kevin get hit. Kev, you okay?
I wind up in the hospital, and Bob gets a winning goal.
I couldn't let Kevin miss the party.
I was having a pretty good time where I was.
Friends deserve the best.
Friendship. Just being there.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
I have to be flat on my back to get Bob to buy me a blue.
Between friends, it's true blue. Labatt's Blue.
Blackhawks taking chances, get caught up the ice, and that'll probably be the story here the rest of this period. Though it's a bit early to try and take chances. Still a long way from over. Only a 2-0 North Star lead. Broughton with Craig. Steve Conroy, the lone defenseman, with Manson in deep. Good defensive play by Conroy to go down on one knee and block the first attempt. The puck went back to Craig, and then he shot it just wide with Belfour out of position and off balance.
Chris Chelios starts out of his own end. Leave it to Russell, who shoots it in. Coming to the near side. Graham lets it go along the boards. It's picked off by Smith. Looking for Gavin, and Chelios got in the way of that. Now Roenick. Rolling it to center ice. Bellows steals. Unable to advance it as Larmer. Had his pass intercepted. Bobby Smith has had an excellent series for this North Star team. His contributions far outweigh the small numbers he has on the point sheet. Only 2 goals so far in this series. Picking up an assist tonight. But he has really played a lot and played very well for this North Star team. A guy who's been around a long time, showing some young legs in this first round series. Play is in the Chicago zone. Brian Croc behind the net got tied up by Creighton. They wrestle along the boards. Continuing to go at it. Now the puck jumped free side of the net. Conroy got to it there. Then he ran into his teammate. Creighton had stolen away a centering pass. Didn't get through. Bellows leveled, or Prop leveled in front of the net. Manson's going to get a penalty. And as the Hawks control, the whistle sounds. Minnesota to the power play. And they take a 2-0 lead there.
Each year, the experts at Car and Driver look at over 100 cars, so you don't have to. From the current new cars, they just picked their 10 best. At the most, you'll probably only buy one of them. That's too bad, because 2 of the 10 best are Mercury's. Mercury Sable and Mercury Tracer LTS. All this in the quality of a Mercury.
Dogged work by the North Stars in the corner in the Hawk zone, resulting in a collision. And then the pass attempt, and Prop is just leveled by Dave Manson from behind. Cross-check, and another unnecessary penalty for the Blackhawks. At 5:26 of the third period, Minnesota with a chance to put it away, maybe 2-0, and their 5th power play of the night. This will be their 52nd chance with the power play in this series.
Gagne, Prop, and Bellows with Broughton and Tenorti on the point. Hawks have Murray and Hudson Manson on the ice with Russell and Chelios. Face off to the left of Ed Belfour. Now the draw. Bellows got tied up in traffic. Now Broughton picks it up in the near corner. Broughton sets up shop on the board, takes a look, centered one. Oh, he just missed Gagne, who was sneaking in from the far side. Here's Hudson the other way. 2 against 3. Hudson the line, a long shot up off the glass. Coming to the near board, the North Stars control. Gagne scooped it to center. Chelios a good read to steal, and he was tied up along the board. Stolen away by Gagne. Into the far corner. Gagne shoots from there. Nobody home in front of the net for the North Stars, and the Hawks easily clear to center. Bellows controlling there to Neil Broughton. Then he had it taken away. Oh, and then re-stole it from Murray. Troy Murray nearly had a breakaway, but just as he stole it, Broughton picked his pocket right back. Now here's Propp over the Hawk line, leaving for Broughton. He got around a check, walks into the slot, and had a stick tied up by Graham from behind. Into the near corner, Gagne centered it. They score! Ryan Bellows with his second goal of the game, and the North Stars have scored their 15th power play goal of the series to tie a record, and they lead 3-0.
Bellows has set up shop in front of the net all series long. And Bellows gets his 4th goal, his 2nd of the night, and his 12th point. Bellows has buried it. Propp behind to Gagne, quickly out to Bellows. Chelios couldn't get there in time, and from the top of the crease, Bellows put it upstairs and into the net. And the power play gives the North Stars a 3-0 lead. Ryan Propp with great play throughout this series. Gets an assist, and so does Gagne.
Now the draw, shot into the North Star zone. On the near side, it's cleared away to the Hawk line. Keith Brown back for it there. To Lemieux. Jocelyn Lemieux. Flipped it into the Minnesota end. Bobby Smith on it. Gave it to Churla. Rolling it into the Chicago end. Keith Brown banks it ahead to Steve Thomas. Thomas into the Minnesota zone. A quick stop, put it to the trailer. It didn't click. As Reichel couldn't corral the loose puck, and now Manson. And now a penalty off the play. And another Hawk penalty. I don't believe what this team is doing. Absolute self-destruction by the President's Trophy winning Blackhawks. You never know it watching this series. We pause for a regional break. North Stars right back to the power play. They lead 3-0.
The leading edge in aerodynamic engineering has now arrived. Aerofoil is the first wiper blade engineered for performance driving. Higher speeds can cause your wiper blades to lose direct contact with the windshield. But Aerofoil's wind channel ports, aerodynamically engineered like an airplane wing, create the downward force needed to counteract wind liftoff and maintain the ideal rain sweeping pressure for maximum wet weather visibility when you need it the most. Aerofoil, the leading edge in wiper technology.
Manson cross-check. Propp got a penalty. North Stars scored. Thomas gets hit along the boards. Good clean hit. Got hit by Churla along the boards. And then as he came off the boards, he turned the stick over and gave Churla a whack in the ribs. And he goes to the penalty box. Pretty well the story.
As he should. Here's the draw taken by Cam Russell. Russell gave it to Roenick. He clears. The Hawks, who led the league the last 2 years in shorthanded goals, in desperate straits here, could badly use the shorty. Here come the North Stars. Bellows to the line, feathered it in front, and Tenori had it knocked off his stick by Larmer, who then turns and clears it to center ice. Dave Gagne puts Bellows over the line. Bellows trying to center it, missing Gagne. Larmer steals and clears the length of the ice. Now Modano into the deep slot. Bellows turns to the near circle. Into the corner, Gagne. Gagne moves behind the net. Put it out to the line. Modano keeping it in. Side of the goal to Bellows. Takes a look. Moved it back to Modano. Here it comes. It's blocked. Put right to the North Stars. Bellows. He cleared it to the near board. Held in by Glynn. Clearing it into the corner. Conroy couldn't get it out. Glynn a long shot. Belfour gave a rebound. It hot free to the far corner. McRae after it there. Manson stepped into him, but it was Manson that wound up on the deck. Here's McRae moving in behind the net. Then Bellows mishandled it there. Manson has plenty of time to pick it up. And he gave it to Conroy, who cleared. Half a minute to go in the North Star power play. Here's a steal by Chellia. His pass is broken up. Here comes Craig. Mike Craig over the Hawk line on right wing. Trying to center one. Belfour blocks the pass and smothers. And just 10 seconds are left on the Chicago penalty.
Power play goals and still 11 minutes to go here in Game 6 of this series. 53 power play chances, 15 for 53.
15 for 53. Is this the 12th game of the series? No, just the 6th. To go in the third period, maybe in the season for the Blackhawks. They need a field goal to have a chance. Trailing 3-0 on goals from Wilkinson and 2 from Bellows. Dave Gagne doesn't have a point yet tonight, but he has been a tireless and spirited performer. Well, let me correct that. He did get an assist on the last goal, but he has been an excellent performer, and so many of these North Star veterans have really played exceedingly well in this series, and they seem to have picked up the spirits and the play of the younger kids. A fellow like Bobby Smith, how can you not be impressed with the way he's played in this series?
Well, 160 playoff games for Smith, most of them with Montreal, but he's used to this rivalry. He played a lot of those games when the North Stars had good teams in the early 80s, when they won the North Division in 82 and in 84. Really, as a free agent, he's had a good year. He wanted to come to Chicago, but Minnesota made him a better offer, and he came here, and he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, so he'll be getting an opportunity. Broughton, I believe, will be free at the end of the year as well, so his worth has gone up, especially with the play in the second half and in the playoffs. With their speed.
But again, one of the keys, Dale, for this North Star team in the future, how many of these people are they going to be able to keep when a good part of their team is going to be shipped off to California and San Jose next season?
Well, one youngster they'll get to keep is Mike Modano, and he really has impressed me in the playoffs. He had a poor playoff last year. And had a poor start this year, but he's had a good second half and really has played well for this North Star team in this series. Been flying.
Now here's a scramble around the Hawk net. Belfour locates it and puts the glove on it, and Bobby Smith got hit by Troy Murray from behind at the whistle, and no damage done, but a gathering around the Hawk goal.
This is typical of the first 5 games, this type of play. Every time there was a face-off or a whistle, there was a shoving match.
I'm pretty sure Don Kowarski just apologized to Ed Belfour. Eddie saying, why you let me get hacked like that? He hacked Smith back, and Kowarski came in and he said, it was my fault. I should have blew the whistle earlier. At least that's the way I read his lips. It appeared that he was apologizing and saying, my fault for not sounding it earlier. Face off to the left of Belfour. Here's the draw, taken by Conroy. He cleared to center. As he did, the Hawk penalty is over, and both teams are back at full strength. It's Dahlquist in his own end. Oh, and look out in the corner. The Hawk player went crashing in there head first.
Jeremy Roenick.
Is that Roenick?
Off balance. Dahlquist stepped away. Dahlquist avoided the hit. He did nothing to have Roenick get hurt. He was going to get hit. He stepped back. Roenick off balance, went crashing head first. And he left his left leg behind him, but I don't think it was intentional.
Oh, not at all.
And Roenick went crashing in. And I'm surprised this hasn't happened more often with Roenick going in full steam like this. But he went in head first off balance trying to get the puck. Dahlquist had nothing to do with it other than trying to avoid the original hit.
Thank heavens for the helmet. Lord knows what we might be looking at here. It looks as if it might be serious enough, but without a helmet, heaven knows the dire consequences. Roenick, though, moving around, which is a good sign. Anytime a guy goes in head first, the first thing you want to see is movement, and there is that. We'll update you in a moment. It's 3-0 Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Ann Ligori. Each week I sit down with a personality from the world of sports and do some serious talking, one-on-one. I get beyond the statistics and explore the individual behind the athlete, their secrets, their struggles, their interview on all kinds of issues. And we have a lot of fun, too. So join me, won't you, on this week's Sharp Sports Interview.
Jeremy Roenick was at a terrific playoff series, crashing head first and gets back up on his own steam. And I think he's in a lot of pain right now, and I think more than anything, a very emotional young man. I think he's just a little distraught at the development here in this series.
All right, here we go as the draw is shot into the North Star zone. Right back to center. Conroy is there. He shot it in. Bernardi back. They got a rough ride from Peluso, but Modano plays the puck up the board to McRae, who sweeps it back into Chicago ice. And we are now halfway through the third period. 3-0 in favor of the North Stars, who are trying to eliminate the team that have the best record during regular season play. Is 10 minutes away from doing it. Here comes Smith over the line. He cuts in there, centered it, and the pass didn't get through. A little scrap behind the play. Gillis and McRae got tangled up. Now Modano shot, or Glenn rather, and he rockets one off the goalpost. It nearly was 4-0. Hawks dump it in, and there's going to be a North Star penalty. Duchesne took a run at Lemieux. The whistle sounds, and Gaetan Duchesne will be heading off, and the Blackhawks will be heading to the power play when we come back. It's 3-0 Minnesota.
Now over here, we're going to put that computer. You don't want it over there? I don't know. I think we should.
When the moment comes to build your dreams, no card's better than Gold MasterCard.
This corner's for your weight machine.
With more buying power
Yeah.
at nearly 3 times more places than American Express.
This wall's for your trophies. No pressure, though. Yeah.
Gold MasterCard, piece by piece, the best gold card to master the moment.
Now this is a baseball.
Gaetan Duchesne got Lemieux with his head down. We got the elbow up. Lemieux at the neutral zone. Got his head down, and Duchesne got up a little bit. An elbow call on Duchesne. 5th power play of the night for the Blackhawks.
Well, they better cash in here if they have much hope of getting back in the game, you would think, and the power play has gone south. The last time the Hawks have scored a power play goal was early in the second period of Game 3. They're nothing out of their last 16 on the power play. If they're going to break out of that slump, it had best be now, and Jeremy Roenick is back on the ice after suffering a head-first collision into the boards. He is, now the Hawks challenging the stick of John Casey. They're going to measure, and Mike Keane is going to go for a 2-man advantage here. This is either or. You're either going to get a 2-man advantage, or you are going to be 4 skaters aside. So Don Koharski is now calling. I think he's calling Dirk Graham over. He's signaling for somebody from the Hawk bench. And did Mike Keenan just say the pad to Dirk Graham? Or are they asking about the width of the pad? Let's see what the
Some sort of
determination is.
piece of tape on the handle. to measure the width of the shaft of his stick. That's what it seems to be with the extra tape on there. That's exactly what they're pointing for. He wants the shaft of the stick measured. Well, if it's the right width, Blackhawks will have a man in the box, or it'll be a two-man advantage.
Well, the Hawks have obviously had thoughts right along that Casey's stick might be in question, and they've waited till a chance when they could get a two-man advantage. If they're going to challenge it, now's the time to do it with a power play coming. So it's either going to be a two-man advantage or it's going to cost the Hawks a power play opportunity here as the measurement continues in the penalty box. There's a device that is being used, which is standard in all NHL locker rooms. Players are responsible for their own sticks and make sure that they stay within the guidelines. Somebody on the Hawk bench, maybe. Sometimes it might not necessarily be the coach who's noticed something. Players sometimes do, and often some trainers are well known for having an eagle eye to challenge the curve of a stick or the width or whatever the question might be.
They've gone all the way down the shaft, and they're measuring the width of the shaft. I'm not quite sure what the width is.
Got a tape measure out to measure the width.
Well, it looks like it's all right. So that'll nullify the power play.
Well, the Hawks gambled and lost in the challenge of John Casey's stick. So it's 4 skaters aside.
Well, you might as well give it a shot if you have a confident feeling that it might be out of the rules and it might give you a two-man advantage. You're down 3 goals. You've got 9.5 minutes left of hockey left. Maybe you might as well give it a shot, but maybe would you get another power play before this game is over? That's a question. And the way things have been going, I doubt it. Well, you take a big chance, it backfires. Now Keenan sends Graham back over to discuss it with Koharski. Maybe you better measure his pads while he's at it. Might as well measure everything just to make sure.
Stuart Gavin is over to lend an ear from the Minnesota side as Koharski and Graham talk it over. The first real delay in a wonderfully paced game with lots of end-to-end action. What playoff hockey ought to be rather than the garbage that we've had in the first 5 games of this series. There has not been a major penalty yet in this game.
Not so fast.
I said yet.
Lewis trying to stave off elimination. They have a 2-0 lead in the third period at Joe Louis Arena. Calgary trying to do the same thing, but it's a 1-1 game at the Northlands Coliseum and scoreless in the first between LA and Vancouver. Vancouver needs to win to stay alive.
Both teams at full strength now on the coincidental penalties, as it turns out. Here's a shot by Smith, saved by Belfour, and he hangs on. The Duchesne's roughing penalty. Then the Hawks challenged the stick of John Casey. It was found to be a legal piece of equipment, so a delay of game penalty against the Blackhawks. And we remain at full and equal strength with the faceoff coming to the right of Ed Belfour. Everybody ready? There's the draw. Around to the near side, held it by Dahlquist. The long shot goes wide, and Heath Brown picks it up. Carrying it to the center ice area. Now the Hawks able to shoot it in. It's deflects to John Casey, and he takes no chances with it going down to get a whistle.
And I think he's probably been told, and these North Star players have been told, at every opportunity, slow it down, get a face-off, get a whistle, make this safe play.
The face-off will be to the right of John Casey.
Just announced that they sold a great number of season tickets for next year, a 67% increase over this year. And they all stand up and face the skybox over here to the corner and applaud the new owner, Norm Green, for all his efforts to try and rejuvenate this franchise. And he's done a super job.
He has done an awful lot of things to try to get fan support back for the North Stars. Here's Manson holding it in, cleared it behind the net to Norty, and he hoists it up over the glass into the crowd. When Norm Green took over, he cleaned house. He was proud of the fact that several hundred people who had been associated and employed by the North Stars were let go. And then in December realized that he made a mistake by not having a marketing department, and he really did a lot of great things to try to get the fans back. We've touched on it earlier, Dale, but Minnesota through the early 80s in particular, their fans felt that they were made a lot of promises which were not lived up to. They made the finals in 1980. They thought they had a great team. It didn't turn out that way. And the fans really, in the late 80s, took a attitude of show me. We're not coming back till you put a product on the ice. And Norman Green has really done yeoman work, overtime work, to try to regain some enthusiasm and get back some fans that this team had lost.
I don't think he realized that when he bought the team, he took over pretty late. And he realized the effort he would have to put in, and it didn't take him long to wake up to it, and he's done the job trying to get it back on track.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm not sure that we've ever seen any other owners around the NHL as involved with the fans as this man is. Every time we're here, he's walking around the arena, he's talking to youngsters, he's talking to parents. He wants to know what it is that they want when they come to the games. He wants to know what they like, what they don't like, and he's made efforts to get sort of a feel for what it will take to get people back. Winning is the first thing that he needed to accomplish, and the North Stars have obviously gotten a lot of people on their side with this great performance in the playoffs and after the All-Star game. But this guy is really active. He's not a fella that sits back and lets it come to him. He goes and gets it. And what a great scene to see Bob Gainey's wife here at the arena. Everybody, I think most people are well aware of a very difficult time she's had physically this year, and what a trying year for this man, Bob Gainey, and has he ever handled himself as he did in his playing days with dignity.
A lot of class. He was a great player, and I expect he'll be a great coach. He's done the job with this team. He was very patient, and this team has developed into a very good team all of a sudden.
8 minutes left in regulation time, 3-0 in favor of the North Stars. Hawks haven't scored a goal in 5.5 periods in this series. Here's Gavin clearing it back into the Hawk zone. Warren Reichel gets to center. He's flattened there by Churla. And Reichel's slow to get up. And he hobbles on his right leg as he comes over to the Hawk bench. Now Troy Murray moves up the far board, gets into the Minnesota zone, dropped it to Thomas, then Murray stole it from him and shot it in behind the net. Graham centered. Here's Chelios, a backhander. It's blocked and corralled by McRae, airing it out to center ice. North Stars dump it in. Cam Russell got it to Chelios, shooting it in. Thomas centers, Casey steals and covers, and we're down to 7 minutes left in the third. North Stars 3, Blackhawks 0.
Each year, the experts at Car and Driver look at over 100 cars, so you don't have to. From the current new cars, they just picked their 10 best. At the most, you'll probably only buy one of them. That's too bad, because 2 of the 10 best are Mercury's. Mercury Sable and Mercury Tracer LTS. All this in the quality of a Mercury.
Let's take a look at some scoring. Dave Lowry in 18-19 of the third gives St. Louis a 3-0 lead over the Red Wings. They try to even the series. Meanwhile, in Vancouver, Steve Duchesne of the Kings gets his third goal of the playoffs. He beats Troy Gamble 1-0 Kings in the first. The Flames and Oilers tied at 1 in the third. Now back out to Minnesota.
And Casey with 25 saves so far.
Now the draw in the North Star zone. Lemieux to the far corner. He tries to move it around the boards. It hit Koharski, and now Lemieux or Hudson trying to jam it out. Looked to move in front. He was stopped before he got there. Broughton took it away. Neil Broughton and Hudson battling behind the net. Everybody forgot about the puck for Chicago. Broughton steps away easily. And Broughton shoots it into the Hog zone. Bouncing to Churla. He lost it. And it's cleared to center where Chambers hammers it in there. Basil McRae to the far corner. Conroy stepped into him. Churla trying to dig it out. Manson put the clamps on him. There's going to be a penalty coming up. And the whistle sounds. And now Manson gives Churla a face full of gloves. And another power play is on the way. 3-0 Minnesota.
Yeah, we just scored. No, I didn't see Kevin get hit. Kev, you okay?
I wind up in the hospital, and Bob gets a winning goal.
I couldn't let Kevin miss the party.
I was having a pretty good time where I was.
Friends deserve the best.
Friendship. Just being there.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
I have to be flat on my back to get Bob to buy me a blue.
Between friends, it's true blue. Labatt's Blue.
North Stars will get another power play chance. Manson for high sticking on Churla, 13:46. Manson's second trip to the box. 4 of the 5 penalties in this third period have gone to Chicago, and that's pretty well the story. They're finishing as they started.
St. Louis has scored again. They lead 3-0 now in Detroit. So the Blues, who finished just barely behind the Hawks in the Norris Division and overall standings, trying to stay alive, and they're in great shape to do it in Detroit with a 3-0 lead. Here's Propp of the North Star power play. To Bellows. He got it to Chambers. A shot right into the glove of Belfour, who holds on.
John Chambers missed a lot of the first part of the season with surgery. North Stars have high hopes for this youngster. They thought he would be their offensive type defenseman, but the injuries have slowed him up. And every game in the playoffs, he seems to have gotten better and better. Mark Tenorti, Wilkinson. Flynn has played very well for them too, the former Flame, who has played most of his career in the minor leagues with Calgary. "21 goals combined, but Stars have been doing most of the scoring in this record, 15 of the 21.
Now the Hawks get the draw and clear with 6 minutes left. Now Brian Propp gave it to Glenn. His pass slides free into the Hog zone, and it's going to be an icing call against the North Star.
Glenn's attempt missed everybody, went through the skates of Chelios. Fans arguing that it did hit Chelios, but minute 21 remaining. The North Stars on this power play don't want to do anything cute and get caught. Blackhawks 20 shorthanded goals in regular season, but no shorties in the playoffs. The very things that could kill you in the playoffs. A lot of penalties, poor power play work, and poor special team work and penalty killing. And pretty well it says it in a nutshell, doesn't it, for the Blackhawks?
You really don't have to go much farther than that. Here's Russell deep in his own zone. He clears it. Here's Mark Tenorti. With a minute left in the North Star power play. Chambers dumps it in. Here's Modano racing in behind the Hawk net. And lost it to Roenick, who cleared. 15,274. With a very ugly sounding serenade as far as Chicago is concerned. As far as the North Stars are concerned, they love to hear the noise in this place. They've played for a long time over the last few years with very few bodies in the seats. But the folks are here tonight and loving every minute of a 3-0 Minnesota lead.
The St. Louis Blues have forced a 7th and deciding game. They beat the Red Wings in Detroit by a 3-0 score. Vincent Rienda with 21 saves for the Blues. Game 7 Tuesday night in St. Louis. Now back to the Met Center.
Calgary and Edmonton. Calgary trying to stay alive. It's a 1-1 game at the Northlands Coliseum in the third. Edmonton trying to upset Calgary. And Los Angeles trying to put away Vancouver. They have a 1-0 lead that game in the first period. And the North Stars are 4.5 minutes away from putting the Blackhawks away.
A Dahlquist pass slides the length, and another icing call here against the North Stars.
The North Stars really don't care at this situation. They're not going to get cute at all. They're going to ice it, freeze it. They're going to make sure at every opportunity, and they're very courageous Blackhawk fans here. 31-25, the shots on goal. And that's been the story as well, too. They've been outshot by the North Stars by almost 10 shots per game.
Dale, one of the big concerns for the Blackhawk coaching staff in the first 3 quarters of the year, even though they were the best defensive team in the league, they were concerned that most of their scoring was coming from just one line. Then in the last couple of weeks of the season, everybody was scoring nearly at will. The Hawks wound up finishing 8th in the league in goals for, first in goals against. But now, in the last week or two of the season, and of course here in the playoffs, offense has been a real problem. Here's a shot, they score! Not a problem here. Keith Brown a long blast off a draw. He shot it by the glove of Casey with 4:09 left. It's 3-1 Minnesota.
You never know. There's still a lot of time. Brown, who had a good scoring chance early in the game. Steve Thomas hustles behind the net. His pass out to Brown. He waits with 2 guys coming out at him. Obviously, he had a winger and a centerman out towards the point, and somebody would be open. But I think Casey was screened. I'm sure it hit. I think it hit the post and went in. Casey trying to make the glove save, and he just missed it. It looked like he lifted his glove up too soon, and Brown pumps it in, and it's a 3-1 game with 4:09 to go.
There's certainly a fellow with a never-say-die attitude. It could be 7-0 now, and Keith Brown would still think that the Hawks had a chance to win. He has to be hopeful his teammates are in the same frame of mind. Here's Chelios deep in his own end. Gave it to Russell. Goes up the middle to Roenick. His pass deflecting in the neutral zone. And it's captured by Stuart Gavin. Flipping it back into the Hawk end. Russell. Feed Chelios. He got it to Larmer, shooting it in, hoping for Roenick, but he's bumped on the near side, and Chambers swings it around the board. Held in by Chelios. Got it behind the goal. Larmer, his pass stolen by Wilkinson. He got it to Smith, and Bobby Smith, looking much younger than his 33 years in this series, clears it to center ice. Now a Duchesne steal away from Chelios. Duchesne to the line. Trying to stop quickly, but lost an edge, and is cleared back into the North Star zone. Presley surrounded there, couldn't pull the trigger. And back at center is Conroy, down to 3 minutes left. Hawks dump it in. Eitan Duchesne gave it to Mark Tenorti. Tenorti sends it back into the Blackhawk zone. Now Manson. His pass is stolen by Duchesne, who flipped it in behind the net. Here's a Manson giveaway to Duchesne again. His long shot, stopped by Belfour. Now the Hawks, Creighton shooting it in. Chris Dahlquist put it to the far side, and it's cleared to center ice. Drop was stopped there, and Yanni was unable to advance it. Now picked up by Brown. He lost the handle. Modano. This pass is intercepted and back into the North Star zone. Here's a Modano steal. And they flipped it to the Hawk line, and we're down to 2 minutes left. There's a long dump in, and Belfour nearly got caught in no man's land but made a save. And now Brown starts back to Larmer. Steve Larmer shoots it in there. John Chambers coughed it up in the corner. Roenick got it to Larmer. Back to Roenick on the near side to Larmer in the corner. He centered when Casey blocked the pass. Larmer got it again. He couldn't pull the trigger at a poke check, and now back come the North Stars. Modano got to center and dumped it in. 1:20 to go. They're standing and roaring in the Met Center. There's Chelios. They gave it to Murray. Belfour stays in the net. Hawks get to the line. Murray stopped there. Russell got it to Murray, who flipped it in. We're into the final minute of the season for the Blackhawks. Here comes Belfour to the bench. 6 skaters for Chicago. Here's the North Stars picking it up. It's cleared to center. Bellows going to try for the empty net. He had it deflect wide. 45 seconds left. It's cleared to center. Lemieux was stopped there. But then Thomas carries on to Creighton over the line. He moves in. Centered one. Thomas. The shot off the goal post and lays inches from the line. And Casey covers with half a minute to go.
Thomas has been working extremely hard. No quit in him. He gets the puck tied up, lets the shot go off the post, off the skate, and it stays right there out of the net, and Casey locates it. Creighton's shot deflected to him. He picked it up. Let a quick shot go as he was fading away from the net. Off the post, off the pad, and it stayed right there with only 28 seconds to go. The North Stars have a 2-goal lead and a 3-2 lead in the series. So it looks pretty promising with only 28 seconds to go. And a face-off.
Oh, how sweet this must be for the Minnesota players who have been here for the last several years. 15,274, a full house, led by the owner Norman Green, who's standing and clapping and cheering as everybody is in the arena, with the exception of a few very disappointed and disgruntled Chicago fans. But after playing to nothing but empty seats the last couple of seasons, Minnesota's North Stars are winning back the fans in probably the most hockey-mad area of any U.S. town involved in the NHL.
I think they have more people enrolled in hockey programs in this state than any other state in the Union. A lot of the people who are playing the game not coming to watch it, I think. And now they've got a reason to come back.
They'll be coming back now. Face off to the right of Casey. 6 skaters for Chicago. The fans just waiting for that clock to wind down so they can have one more eruption to salute their upstart North Stars, finishing 4th in the Norris division, but about to eliminate the first-place Hawks. The Hawks, who finished almost 40 points better than Minnesota during the regular season. Here's Roenick centering. It's picked off. It's cleared to center ice. Larmer got it to Graham. He gets the line. Got it to Roenick. He flies for the net. Shoot! Right through the crease. 4 seconds. A stunning upset has been turned in by the Minnesota North Stars. visiting players here tonight.
12-2, the North Stars outscored the Blackhawks in the last 3 games of the series. They really did the job.
Minnesota takes out Chicago in 6 games. They win the game by a 3-1 score. It is the first time since the 1970-71 Bruins that the team with the best record in the NHL during the regular season was knocked out in the first round. More of the 1991 Stanley Cup playoffs after this timeout.
20-minute mark. Results in the first penalty call of the game. You asked Ed Westfall what it would be. It turns out to be roughing.
He knocked Tony Granato over pretty good. And then I think he gave him a little extra after he knocked him over. So his first power play goes the game. We're having a problem with one of the nets. Kelly Rudy, the one that he's defending, I think are needing a piece of skate lace or string, whatever they can round up. There's a hole in the bottom right-hand corner as you face the net that the linesman, Ray Scampanello, is sewing it up.
We welcome our Chicago Sports Channel audience. The Blackhawks season ending tonight. I know you didn't need to hear it from us again, but we're as surprised as you are. A team that played so well over the regular season bows to the Minnesota North Stars. Here, Los Angeles is on top by a score of 1-0, trying to complete this series in 6 games.
I suppose we could fill them into the fact that they're going to overtime, aren't they? In the game Edmonton and Calgary, it's...
Yeah, that'll be in overtime, and we're trying to find out whether it's a penalty to Calgary or Edmonton called in the final seconds. So fans were watching that. Calgary was already a man short, and here LA with the power play fires the puck up into the seats. 14 seconds into the second period, not a good way to start it for Los Angeles.
Extra strength Rolaids antacid. Stronger because it has more calcium carbonate, more than any Tums tablet, and salt-free. More calcium carbonate and salt-free. This settles it once and for all.
Old Spice, Sports Channel America, and The National present the Fans' Choice for MVP. To vote, dial 1-900-896-2333. Know your MVP's team and jersey number. The winners will be featured on Sports Channel America. Call 1-900-896-2333. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game on Sports Channel America is brought to you by Mercury. See the exciting new line of 1991 Mercury automobiles at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Nothing moves you like a Mercury. By Labatt's Blue, the crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer. Between friends, it's True Blue, Labatt's Blue. And by Gold MasterCard, the best gold card to master the moment.
We're back in Vancouver. Early second period action. You won't miss anything from the game between the Oilers and the Flames as they go to overtime. We'll join that. And here the LA Kings trying to make it 2-0 as you see the numbers on their power play. Gretzky has gone to the left wing boards. Tonelli got the draw, and here's Duchesne giving it to Blake. Blake blasts one that's just wide of the net. Bounces up the right wing for Igor Larionov. Larionov playing with a flak jacket, sore ribs, feeds it to Mazur, drives around behind the net. Leaves the puck there, and Duchesne is right on it. Tonelli there as well, but it's Steve Duchesne giving it to Gretzky. Gretzky to Blake in the middle. Right side to Sandstrom. Over to Gretzky, off his stick. Igor Larionov trying to get it out of the zone. Less than a minute to go in the power play as Blake holds it at the top of the circle, plays it to Gretzky. He's dangerous from there, puts it in the slot. Tonelli gets knocked down, and Larionov on him as Diddick clears the puck. Harold Diddick to Jay Mazur. Mazur trying to play it to Diddick as he moved down the right side. Now the Vancouver defense gets forced back as the Kings come over the line, and Robitaille cuts in. Robbed by Gamble. Luke Robitaille steps out of the corner. Back to Benning. Now to McSorley. McSorley's long shot is a stick save, and Curvers ends up shooting it around the boards and out of the zone. That's spun off the boards. Had some English on it. McSorley has given it to Benning. Turned on Bozak. Works it up the middle to Wayne Gretzky. Left side. Moving in is Alec for a shot. Pad save. The rebound is loose. Comes back to McSorley. Over to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass picked on. Good play by Bozak. And the Canucks are out of the zone at equal strength again. Here's Adams. He shoots. Rooney and wide of the net. Rooney turned around and looked. Had no idea where the puck went after it had hit him. Kerber's on the right wing board. The long shot is well wide of the LA goal. Now Ronning has it. It's Ronning trying to put it in front. It's taken away by Brian Benning. Benning with an outlet to Gretzky off his stick. On into the Vancouver zone where Gamble holds it. Then played it toward the corner for Kerber. Up now to Ronning. To Adams. Adams and Courtnall. 2-on-2 at the LA line. Adams drops it back. Merzen can't get it to Ronning. Well, they had that well set up. Things are wide open again. Kadelsky over the line to Robitaille. Guided it toward Robinson. Larry Robinson in deep. Makes the play back and there is nobody there. Trevor Linden gets hooked. There'll be a penalty on Luc Robitaille. Vancouver's first power play coming, but there may be sitting in on some more penalty calls as Courtnall was grabbed and taken down. The only call would appear to be the original call for hooking on Luc Robitaille. Vancouver gets the power play chance.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better, and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
Luc Robitaille is in the penalty box. He gets a penalty for holding. Hooking, holding, I guess it could have been either one. It's a hooking penalty. What an opportunity to go ahead 2-0. Gretzky takes a pass from Kelly Rudy. Talk about transition of a hockey team. Rudy, Gretzky, and here's Robitaille. And if you thought that Gamble was shaky in the first period, he has not shown any signs in the second. There's Wayne Gretzky as he cruises on the power play. They look for him. Rightfully so. Wham! Does he take a shot from Merzen? And then down at the other end, a breakout, and Adams shoots. Watch the legs there as the shot goes through the legs of Kelly Rudy. He looks at the net, looks at everybody around him, and then spots the puck. Yes, away over there, Kelly.
But it is 1-0 Los Angeles. Now the Canucks with their first power play chance. Some debris being removed from the ice. Pat Quinn has sent out Ronning, Linden, and Courtnall. Vancouver power play. 5 power play goals on 20 opportunities in the playoffs so far. That's the 5th best power play ranking at the start of tonight's action. Minnesota had really done a number on Chicago with their power play. Don't have the numbers from tonight, but they had 14 power play goals, and we watch as Vancouver starts out here, led by Kerber. It's a pass now to Linden. Linden is over center ice, on into the LA zone where he was met by McSorley. Kasper slaps it around the boards, off the skates of Kerber, can't get to it, and down the far side comes Donnelly. Walks in on Gamble, hits the post. Courtnall back the other way with Ronning. Robinson takes Courtnall off the puck. Ronning in after it. It goes to Kelly Rudy, covers it with those pads, and play is called.
What a great scoring opportunity for the Los Angeles Kings. Mike Donnelly. He has great speed. He's a fine penalty killer, and he was using his smarts. He jumped on a loose puck and raced the length of the ice. Roy Gamble, who was shaky in the first, is all right now.
Gamble getting some help from the post. Want to hear it hit the post? We've got it for you because we were right with the play. Let's listen in.
See how quick Donnelly got back into the play as the Vancouver Canucks quickly up the ice for a play at Kelly Rudy.
And now 1 minute 15 seconds left in the penalty to Robitaille as the Canucks set up on the power play. Linden reaching for it. McSorley knocked it away. Here's Lume at the left point. Ronning gave it to Linden. Back to Cliff Ronning. Turns off the boards. Sets up Linden. Looks toward the point. Gives the puck to Lume. Now to Kerbers. One times it. Travels around in front. Kortnall with a shot that stays wide. Rudy diving around. Gets some help. The Kings have shot it down the ice. There's a penalty call coming as Kortnall is loading it up. McSorley over to look at him after taking him down with a high stick, I believe. 47 seconds left in the original penalty to Robitaille, and would appear that the Kings have run into yet another penalty.
Talked about the last game, Game 5, and the bad penalties that Vancouver took constantly. Watch Ronning. There's the play as Ronning and
all right, so the Kings up by a 1-0 score. We'll keep you posted on that. But now to overtime. Oilers and Flames tied at 1. Here's Chris Cuthbert and Jim Poplinski.
And the Oilers still on the power play for 56 seconds. Simpson and Otto are in the box, but Musial is as well. There's Craig Simpson. But it's the Musial penalty that the Flames are still trying to kill. They win the faceoff. McInnes has trouble clearing it. Messier, Anderson, Klima, Smith, and Tikkanen. Wilson and Gilmore, the penalty killers. Haven't had a short-handed goal in this series. Wouldn't that be something? Steve Smith, cross ice to Messier. In the middle, broke it up, and Gilmore comes down with it. Gilmore, hooked by Messier. Puck caught up in Gilmore's sweater. 27 seconds left in the Flames penalty to Frank Musial.
Well, Doug Gilmore has been in a lot of close matches. I remember playing against him in 1986 when he was with the St. Louis Blues, and this guy is a competitor. Look at him jumping into the hole, trying to get the break. Messier with a bit of a tug on him. Gilmore electing to go down and hoping that Van Helmen would call a penalty. No such luck.
Speaking of which, Game 6 in that series in '86, Gilmore with the Blues, and it was Doug Wickenheiser, wasn't it? Winning in overtime to force the 7th game.
That's exactly right. You have a great memory.
That was quite a night in St. Louis. Gilmore against Messier.
The little things in the game become so important. The one face-off can end up killing the penalty, or, as we saw there, giving you a scoring opportunity.
Could have been a big part of the game there as Gilmore won it cleanly from Messier. 15 seconds left in the Oiler power play. Haven't been able to generate anything yet. Here they come. They're stopped by McCowan. Musial standing in the box with 5 seconds left. Steve Smith. Watched by Roberts. Messier. Anderson. Shot, and it's wide. Smith pinching up. Anderson knocked down. Vernon leads it for McCowan. Flames at full strength. Musial heads to the bench. Now Ron Stern out at center ice. Nieuwendyk gliding at the red line too. There's Joe Murphy with the steal. Roberts intercepts the pass with Nieuwendyk. Here come the Flames. Gary Roberts. Back to McCowan. Shot. Rebound. Puck is loose. Roberts looking for it. What a scrum. And Fuhr finds it and holds on.
Boy, from up here looking at that scrum on the ice, it had the appearance of a whole bunch of people in the pool in a synchronized swimming duel. Take a look at the scramble. McCowan getting the puck on the net, which is the important thing. You're not trying to be fancy in overtime. Fuhr, with great position, gets a piece of it. And look at how long it sits here. Uni thinks about putting his hand on it. Nieuwendyk tries to get a stick on it. And the puck is finally frozen right there.
Grant Fuhr found it just in time with Ron Stern looking for it. Anxious time for everybody involved.
These two teams in overtime against each other are 2-2. So this is the rubber match. The rubber match has a fair amount of significance, either ending this series or taking it 200 miles south to Calgary.
We saw Lanny McDonald's goal in Game 6 in '84. Kerry Wilson, Game 2 in that same series. For the Oilers in overtime against the Flames, Gretzky, Game 2 of that '88 sweep, and Glenn Anderson in Game 2 of 1986. Reichel. Musil can't keep it in. Klima, Lamb, and Tikkanen for the Oilers.
Mark Lamb doing a great job on Ronnie Stern. Stern was looking to lay the body on Muni. Lamb got in his way and held Stern up.
Al McInnes, break wide for Stern, too far, right in on Fuhrer. Robert Reichel centers it. It goes to Klima, the hero of Game 1 in last year's Stanley Cup Final. That one took 55 minutes and 13 seconds of overtime. Musil at his own line, gets it ahead. Robert Reichel can't take the pass, and it's Buchebom to Tikkanen with some room. Esa Tikkanen, and a shot deflects high over the glass.
Well, you know that the Oilers will be close on Al McInnes whenever the puck is on their side of their own blue line. McInnes with a great shot, obviously, and if he has a chance to put it on the net, the likelihood of it going in with the way he scored goals this year in the regular season is a lot higher than if one of his partners gets the puck.
Al McInnes didn't have an overtime goal this year, but another defenseman, Rick Natras, as Ron McLean mentioned, did, a winner against Montreal. 2:26 gone in the fourth period of this one.
But depending on how long an overtime period goes or a series like this goes, you start to really rely on the work that we've done the past summer as far as your conditioning. Over the entire season, your conditioning actually drops off. It's important to have a real good base when you start the season and you get into series and games like this.
I mentioned earlier, Joe Murphy had 2 series winners last year. One against LA, one against Chicago, and Murphy's on the ice now. Jelena knocked down and another whistle. And Murphy scored a goal that in effect was in overtime.
Well, with 14 seconds left, and you can hammer one in, put your team up by 1. It's the same thing, guys. They're in reputations in scoring big goals, and Joe Murphy has done that since he's come to the Edmonton Oilers. The crowd's starting to go with a bit of a wave here.
Murphy the hero of Game 3. Gilmore the winner in Game 2. Everybody on the ice looking for the winner in Game 6. Flames control from the faceoff. Wilson, Gilmore, Fenton, Jelena, Murphy, Graves. That's the matchup right now. Murphy hit by McCowan. Fenton looks for the loose puck. Graves has it. Over the glass and out of play. And they'll bring the face-off outside the zone.
Well, Jelena has been a big part of the kid line tonight. I want to talk about a young guy. He's the only guy in the Oiler book that has his midget stats in the press book.
He had an overtime goal against the Flames last year and a game-tying goal. So he's had some big ones against Calgary.
Well, you talk about pursuit on the puck, and Muckler has to be happy with the way the kid line chases down the opposition. Whenever the player has the puck, they get on and lay the body on him. They also have pretty good response defensively in the opposing end of the rink. That's something nice to have when you're in an overtime period.
Now it's Messier, Simpson, and Anderson. Their first shift together in the overtime since Simpson started the period in the penalty box. Jamie McCowan pinches up. Otto is up front, along with Ranheim and Fleury. Suter keeps it in. Messier kicks it free. Here's a 2-on-1. Simpson and Anderson. And Simpson lost the puck. McCowan turns back. Joel Otto at center. Ranheim breaking. So is McCowan. Ranheim shooting, and Fuhrer made a save. Rebound. Otto in front. Fuhrer down, and he holds on.
Well, as so often happens, the first team to get a great scoring opportunity gets thwarted on it. Craig Simpson having to come a long way back after McCowan intercepted the pass on the 2-on-1. Take a look at this all the way from the blue line. Simpson decides to suit a perfect defensive play by McCowan. Not only does he stop the 2-on-1, but if you follow this the whole way down the ice, you'll see that McCowan finishes his job at the Oiler goal line. There's McCowan right there going through the right side of your screen, and then he's back to assume his position on the blue line.
Jamie McCowan with the big play on Craig Simpson. Simpson had 6 assists in this series and a goal tonight, 1 of 2 in the series. Flames control the faceoff. McInnes clears it behind the net. There's Ron Stern, Nieuwendyk, Roberts, and oh, what a stop by Fuhr. Gary Roberts from the slot.
Well, Fuhr had to be so quick on that. Nieuwendyk laid a perfect pass out, and in one motion, Roberts one-timed it. Fuhr was unconscious in getting his blocker up.
McTavish, Don Cherry's pick to score in overtime, has it now. Slides it in on Vernon. Nieuwendyk chops at it, and it comes out to center. Roberts is there. Cross ice pass to Stern. McInnes out. Stern shot right on. Musil touches it, and offsides the call.
That was an alert call by linesman Mark Vines. He was right up on the play, and when Natras corralled that puck, Vines with a good eye realized it was half a dozen inches outside the blue line. Gary Roberts with a great scoring opportunity, and if you thought that Grant Fuhr's glove hand had a magnet in it, I'm not sure he doesn't have the same apparatus in his blocker. Nieuwendyk with a perfect pass. Look at this, and Roberts in one motion, boom. A great save, picture-perfect goaltending. Where are you going to shoot on Grant Fuhr to score a goal?
31 saves for Fuhr. He made 34 in Game 5. And no wonder the Conn Smythe Trophy winner from a year ago hasn't got in the series yet. Gilmore, Fleury, and Wilson, Messier, Tikkanen, and Kleeman. Although Messier out for face-off duties, I would think. Messier gets it away. Here's Fleury looking for his first goal of the series. Scores! And Theoren Fleury and the Flames are in 7th heaven.
Well, with only 4 minutes and 40 seconds gone in overtime, Fleury picks off. Messier's pass goes in all alone, and I believe he went 5-hole on Fuhr. Look at Fleury coming up the middle. He reads the play, and because McCowan is in front of Messier, he can't see. He makes a move to his right and goes right along the ice. Look at this celebration. Fleury must have watched Tiger Williams score an overtime goal when he was with the Vancouver Canucks. Not only does he finish, but he does a full 360. And then the half pike along the boards. Fleury embraced by Nieuwendyk. Here's another look at the way Grant Fuhr saw it. Look at Fleury, keeps his feet moving the whole time until the very end. And just as Fuhr's going down at the last second, Fleury with those great hands flips it between his legs, and you're going to see a few smiles on some red jerseys, starting with Rick Walmsley going into the Flames dressing room.
Theoren Fleury.
So the Flames do the unthinkable. They extend the series to 7. Theo Fleury, with his first playoff goal in overtime, gives the Flames a 2-1 victory, forcing a Game 7. We will take you back to Vancouver with the Kings leading the Canucks 1-0 in the second period after this timeout.